Welcome to your 60-minute yin practice. This class today is all about cultivating self-love, working on that connection of trust with ourselves, and really just taking care of ourselves. So taking the time to love and honor ourselves and be good to our bodies and to our minds as well. So what you're going to need for class today is your mat, of course, some nice comfy clothes. Feel free to bring those nice fuzzy socks with you if you like. And we're gonna need a bolster. So if you don't have a bolster, feel free to bring some blankets. I'll show you how we can wrap those up, and maybe a couple of pillows for your comfort as well. So go ahead, round up all of your comfy goodies, take a deep breath, and let's get ready to shine some love on ourselves. Welcome, beautiful soul, to Yin Yoga. Before we get started today, I'm just going to go over what we need to get through our practice. So if you have a bolster, by all means, bring your bolster with you. If you don't have a bolster, what works just as well is either a nice heavy blanket, or in this case, I've got 2 blankets, and then you can just roll them up to makeshift a bolster for yourself. You might also want to bring a pillow or 2, kind of to makeshift some options for the bolster as well. So if you don't have that set up for yourself now, feel free to just pause, go grab yourself some blankets, give it a roll, or go grab your bolster. Slide that off to the side. So to get started, we are just going to sit and breathe. So I'm going to bring my bolster. You can feel free to bring pillow or rolled blanket bolster underneath. So lift the hips up a little higher. And we're going to close the eyes. So you may be coming here today with a busy mind, or maybe you're joining today with an already quiet mind, or somewhere in between. If it takes you a moment or 2 in order to settle and allow the eyes to comfortably close, don't feel rushed. If you need to wiggle, adjust, get yourself comfy, picking up the meat from the booty in the back. Just find yourself in a place that is comfortable. And then once the eyes are closed, begin to scan through the body from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes, checking in for anywhere that you can relax. Right out at the gate, just let go a little bit more. Just letting the breath be fairly natural here, using the breath as it serves you. And if you're not yet ready to bring your awareness fully to your breath, just let your mind scan through your body, allowing your mind to go to whatever place calls your attention. And then as we begin to complete the scan of our bodies, noting, just observing how we feel today, we will then begin to draw our attention to our breath. First, letting all the air out, so on a deep, Tanqueray just exhaled also. So on a deep exhale breath, squeezing all of the air out of the belly, and then sipping through the nose, filling the bottom of the belly through the lungs into the chest with fresh, beautiful air, and allowing the breath then to begin to fall out effortlessly from the body, but actively squeezing a little bit of breath out through the lips, at the bottom of every exhale, lightly touching the lips together to sip air in through the nose. Pausing, checking for tension in the shoulders, opening the lips. Release the breath, squeezing out at the bottom to close the lips, sipping in through the nose. Pausing at the top of the breath, checking for tension, open the lips. Let the breath fall. Continuing along this breath pattern, adjusting or pausing as you need. And as you breathe, sipping in through the nose, letting the breath out through the lips. You can begin on that inhale to cultivate the YIN breathing, YIN breath, the ocean sound, the victorious breath, by constricting slightly in the back of the throat. And then after one more breath on your next exhale, we will head into a series of breathing just through the nose, Ujjayi breath, inhale and exhale. So constricting through the throat, breathing in, deep inhale. Pausing at the top, checking for tension in the neck, the shoulders, the torso, the hips, and then keeping the lips lightly pressed together as if fogging up glass in front of you. We exhale. Continuing your victorious breath here. Filling the belly, filling the chest, filling the lungs, allowing your mind to visualize the breath expanding beyond the confines of your body. Inhaling past the tissue, out into your surroundings. Drawing in all the love, beauty, joy, and fulfillment that this world provides. And on your exhale, as the lungs begin to constrict, become smaller, we begin to draw in all of that beautiful energy that's around us. So inhaling, feeling your light expand beyond you. And exhaling, feeling the beauty of this world drawing in to feed you. Eyes still closed, we continue to breathe, inhaling to share our light and our love. And exhaling to draw in and receive. We'll take 2 more full cycles of breath here, keeping the focus, your awareness on your breath, deepening, expanding, releasing. At the end of your next exhale, I want you to say quietly in your mind, I release everything that does not serve me. And trust that it is done. Beginning to draw some attention to our hands, tickling around the knees or the thighs, bringing some life and awareness back to our physical body. We'll take one inhale here to sit extra tall. And exhale, we allow the chin to fall humbly towards the chest, bringing some awareness now to the spine, an easy stretch through the back of the neck. So allowing the breath now to flow naturally through the body, bringing attention to the spine, stacking each vertebrae aligned on top of another. Shoulders above hips, chin bowed honorably towards self. With chin towards chest, we begin to flutter the eyes open. Slowly, carefully, allowing light to filter back in through the eyes, and when you're ready, inhale to sit up tall. Welcome back to your mat. The next posture we're going to get into is a reclined heart opener. So gently, kindly coming off your pillow blanket bolster, we're going to place your prop behind you. So legs can just be extended out or bent just to kind of find our place here. And we're going to bring this directly in towards our sacrum. So you want to have that firmly rooted here, just checking around each side to make sure that it is straight. We're going to align essentially our bolster or blanket roll with our spine. So then gently coming down, allowing, just kind of checking in. I always like to pause here. It's a nice little support for the SIs, the sacrum. Bringing yourself down to lay comfortably. Now, if you need or would like a little more support, oh, mine is very far away, for the for your neck. If you have another pillow that you would like to prop up underneath your neck here, can feel free to do that here. And then we'll extend the legs out. So as we're settling in, we will be here for a few minutes. You can extend the legs out if this is comfortable, or you can always bring your feet to plant flat, even walking them a little wider and then drawing the knees together if that's comfortable. Or another option would be to bring the soles of the feet together. This one is my favorite. So finding which one feels the best for you. Trust that you know what you need. And as we finish our settling into this posture, we're going to roll the shoulders onto the back. Wiggling the head a little side to side, relaxing through the shoulders, allowing the shoulders to fall around our bolster towards the mat. Very open here. If you're feeling anxious, uneasy, a little uncomfortable, have no fear here. You are safe and you are enough. If of course you are past your limit and you need to bring the feet together or knees together, again, trust that you know what you need. So if the eyes have not rested closed, feel free to allow those eyelids to drift closed once more. As the heart begins to open, again, scan through the body for any points of tension, anywhere you are holding on. The throat, the back of the neck, sides of the neck into the shoulders, lower back, hips, and ankles are common points where we grip unnecessarily in the body throughout our everyday lives, and particularly here in this posture. In Yin Yoga, we focus on the release, resting into each posture to restore not just the body, but the mind and the connection between the two. Allowing the body to open as it sees fit, and allowing the mind to observe this experience with compassion and love. We are where we are in this moment together, exactly as we should be and beautifully as we are. Drawing awareness to the breath and focusing the inhale on your heart space. Feeling your breath radiantly shining outwardly to the world and inward towards the truth that is you in your soul. The beautiful balance of giving and receiving, breathing in and out through your heart. And we'll take one more deep, full breath here, filling the heart, fulfilling the heart, so that you may shine effortlessly and brightly. And as you exhale, allow the hands to come to the backs of the thighs, bending the knees if they're not already bent, and using your hands to guide the legs back up, knees together, so feet come planted firmly on the floor with knees bent. We're going to reach left arm up overhead to find the floor, and then easily rolling over onto our left side, off so carefully from the bolster, just resting, eyes still closed or just lightly open, allowing the gaze to gently find the floor, or reclose those eyes if they've opened. And here we're going to come into, or next, we're going to come into a little twist for the spine. So planting your right hand firmly, rolling yourself up to seated, allowing the eyes to open so we can see where we're going next. We're going to bring the bolster to our side. So laying down on, I'm on my left. So right leg is then going to cross on top of the bolster. It's about 90-degree angle, so left leg of mine is straight down underneath. Right leg, knee to shin, is resting beautifully on top of that bolster. We're going to extend left fingertips forward and then begin to lay the torso back down, allowing the right hand to peel open. If you need more support under this right knee, if you need to bring in more pillows, or if you do have something you can also fold, that can be helpful for the knees as well. So stacking up your props if you need to. And if it's too much to open fully, to lay the palm on the floor, you can keep hand on tummy, or even hand on the thigh as we kind of begin to find that opening. Allowing the eyes to close, allowing the head to roll away from the knee that is bent up. We'll breathe here for a few breaths. Feel free to open the palms or have the palms down. Again, trusting that you know here what's best for you. Supported by the bolster, supported by the earth underneath the mat beneath you. If you would like a little more support for your lower back, you can always bring hand to sacrum. Sometimes that little bit of physical contact we can provide for ourselves can give us the exact little nudge of comfort that we are looking for. So taking a bit of a shorter time in this posture here. This can be a little more lively for the body. I want you to breathe deeply. Checking in to recognize if our breath is getting stuck in the low back or stuck in the hips. And using our awareness to direct that breath through the body, not solely into the body. Using the breath to draw in more goodness and release that which does not serve. At the end of your next exhale, we will begin to slowly unfold. You can grab your prop and just bring it over to the other side of your mat to do the other side. I will rotate around just so I don't have my back to you. I don't want to be rude. So now on the right side, bringing the left leg up, so foot underneath knee, aligning, stacking that shin on top of the bolster. Bringing right palm forward and then beginning to peel through the spine, coming into that twist. Again, allowing the head to look over shoulder, or staying a little more inwards towards yourself if this is more intense for your body. So in you finding that place that feels good, allow the eyes to close, checking in for tension, and then settle into your breath. As you breathe here, noticing how you feel, noticing the quality of your mind, observing the quality of the air around you, not just the temperature, how it feels on your skin. See if you can notice the quality of the vibration in the space that surrounds you. Just noticing, not judging. And if you notice nothing, that does not sound like it makes any sense to you, allow the breath to guide you wherever you need to go here. Perhaps your breath is drawing your attention inwards to your body. Perhaps your attention is shifting more to the energy you are exuding, or some other magical observation in between. Stay here for one more breath. Inhaling more fully, more deeply. If you can sip in a little bit more air. And then as you begin to exhale, allowing yourself to unfold softly, gently. Coming out of this twist. Planting your left hand on the floor. Shifting the bolster out from underneath your leg. Make sure your arm is out of the way. And then pushing yourself up to seated really slowly. Checking in if you can stay more weighted in the head here. Bringing yourself all the way up to seated. We're going to come here into a little forward fold. This will be a more brief posture here. So for some of us, this may not be our favorite. I will talk you through creating some beautiful space here. So sitting up on the sit bones here, and if we don't have the ability to do that quite, we can always bring the bolster or pillow underneath. So if that's more comfortable for you, I'm just going to extend the fingertips down towards the mat. Now, options here, if we are up on a bolster, we are just allowing the head on exhale to fall deeply towards the chest, even allowing the shoulders to relax forward. Doing our best not to sink into the lower back here, keeping length in the lower back. You can play around if it feels good to walk those fingertips slightly forward. If you're not up on the bolster, if you don't need the bolster here, option to come a little bit deeper is to fold that bolster. As you exhale, to bring forehead to the tops of the hands. We can always stack ice cream scoop style, head on the hands here as well. So wherever you choose to be, we will breathe deeply, checking in here for tension in the hips, in the ankles. We gave those ankles a little bit of a wiggle, tension in the shoulders, the jaw, even around the ears and the forehead here. Getting more into the legs, breathing into the back body, into the hamstrings, into the hips. Again, drawing attention to the breath to serve you. We'll be here for about 1 more minute. Reminding yourself that this experience of yoga, this practice, is an opportunity for us to illuminate that which already exists, that which is already true. And some truths we may wish to shift, like tension, strain, discomfort, maybe even pain in the body. And then there are the truths that we are whole, we are beautiful, we are perfect, we are worthy. The practice of yoga shows us who we are and the opportunities we have to progress. So at the end of your next exhale, I want you to begin to unravel, beginning to roll up through the spine slowly, easily on an inhale, bringing yourself back up to seated. And set the bolster aside for a moment, and we will bring ourselves back down to the mat. So we're going to come into a supported pigeon pose. If you don't need the support of the bolster, of course, I leave that entirely up to you. I will demonstrate with the extra support. So we're going to shift our hands over, allowing leg to extend back behind. I'm going to bring the bolster along with us. I'm going to take this bolster, or if you have a pillow, we're going to pop this underneath the hip here. It's bringing our pelvis up a little bit higher. Now, if this is enough, of course, pausing here. If you do want to begin to come down, of course we can do that as well. Before we get there, I want you all to look around towards that back leg and check that it is in alignment, doing our best to line up the foot with the leg as well. And then my left leg back here, bringing that hip forward to do our best to square off. Now, if you need a little more support here, feel free to stack up bolsters, pillows, blankets, whatever you need to feel comfortable. And then we will begin to walk the hands out. So we can come into forearms here, keeping active in the hands, spreading the fingertips nice and wide, allowing that little bit of resistance against the floor to lengthen through the spine. And this may be enough. Allowing the eyes to close, keeping the head floating effortlessly on the spine, so being mindful not to break in the neck. And next level down here would be to stack hands on top of one another and begin to fold forehead to tops of the hands. Now, if that doesn't serve you now, I want you to find the place that you are the most comfortable, knowing that you can always shift in the posture if you need to. But a good point to check when you find yourself really itching to move, to get out, is to pause. Take a deep breath. Focus your awareness on that breath. And ask yourself, what do I really need here? I find for me often that answer is I need release. And we can facilitate that release with the breath, using the connection of our beautiful mind to our beautiful body. And drawing out the tension, the discomfort, the pain, the dis-ease. Breathing it out. Sending it out to the universe to be cleansed. Breath is an incredible way to detoxify the body when used intentionally. It has incredible power to serve and to heal. Taking a few more breaths here, noting if you can relax, release a little bit more, not with effort, release. Just relaxing through the joints, through our muscles, through our tissue. Relaxing the intensity of our effort to let go. On your next exhale, let everything go, melt fully, completely towards the mat. Plant your hands firmly if they aren't already. And then inhale, scooping up to the lower belly to begin to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Walking the hands in. And shifting through. So lifting the hips up. We'll sneak our leg back. You can take a moment to come into child's pose if you need. And then when you're ready, we will you can shift the bolster to the other side or just get it entirely out of the way if that works for you. We're gonna bring the left knee forward, tucking that pillow or that bolster underneath the hip. And then I have my right leg back, so rolling that right hip forward. Allowing the pelvis to really sit comfortably on this bolster here. Looking back around the shoulder to check in with the alignment of that leg before bringing ourselves back. Sitting up long and tall through the spine, we inhale. And exhale to stay, allowing the eyes to drift closed. We're beginning to walk the hands down to come into hands firmly rooted, elbows tucked in line with wrists. Lengthen to the spine, long through the crown of the head, or bringing hands to stack. Folding forehead to the backs of the hand. Noting you can always come out if you have gone too deep. Allowing the eyes to lightly, easily drift closed. If it does feel better for you to relax the head, again, trust that you know what is best. Another benefit of practicing yoga is cultivating trust within ourselves. Sometimes we wonder why the big decisions, the big choices, the big challenges and obstacles that we face in life, sometimes we feel unable to do the right thing. We question what that right thing is. We fill ourselves with doubt, uncertainty. And it all starts here in these small, precious moments. Of practice, where we get to be still and listen to ourselves. Trusting the desire to relax the head. Trusting your intuitive impulse to lengthen through the spine. Taking comfort in knowing that you are capable And trusting that you do know the answer, whatever the question may be. This practice of learning to trust ourselves begins here. Instilling the lessons through experiencing our observation that we can then take forward with us throughout our day. So taking one more deep full breath wherever you are. Breathing in confidence, trust, security. And then exhaling to release any self-limiting beliefs and judgments that you may have that offer to the contrary. At the end of that exhale, allow yourself to fall deliciously weighted towards the mat, planting the hands if they are not planted already, scooping into the lower belly to inhale and begin to roll up one vertebrae at a time. You will now walk hands over to the front, bringing leg back around so we can come to seated. Lifting the bolster or removing the bolster. We're going to give ourselves a little hug before we come into our final posture today. So sitting up tall, bringing feet as close as we can to our pelvis. And then hands to knees, sitting up tall might be enough. Maybe the knees don't come together. Maybe they're somewhere out there beneath the moonlit sky. I don't even know. It's from American Tail. Anyhow. Sitting up tall on an inhale. If we can, or if we want to try, tucking the knees into elbow creases and wrapping hands to opposite elbows. We sit tall on an inhale, and then exhale, begin to fold. Head may or may not rest somewhere in the vicinity of the knees. Again, if that connection doesn't work, hands can come to knees, elbows relaxing down, squeezing in. We'll take 3 deep breaths here, really filling the belly, allowing yourself to feel the expansion of your belly into the thighs. And opening through the lips, let the breath go. Take 2 more deep breaths like that. Inhale. Relaxing more fully from the crown of the head, weighted into the sit bones. Exhale through the lips. And last deep breath here today. Inhale. Feeling that breath through the back body, feeling the ribs expand away from the spine, releasing tension through the spine and the neck. Fill the lungs a little bit more, fill the belly. Through the lips, exhale. At the end of the exhale, begin to unfold. We're going to finish today as we started in our reclined heart opener. So again, grabbing onto that bolster, re-rolling that blanket, maybe if you need to, tucking that right nice and snug against the sacrum here, and then you can hold on to it. So begin to lie back onto it, and then I always like to take this pause here to feel that release across the back of the sacrum. Then begin to find your way down to align your bolster with your spine. So again, options here, we can have the knees bent, feet planted. You can walk the feet apart to allow those knees to fall together. Legs can be extended out. For our final Shavasana here in this posture, or you can always come back to feet together. Supta Baddha Konasana. Hands on belly, hands open. If you're feeling like you want to go a little more deeply to finish off your practice today, you can extend the arms up, allowing the backs of the hands to rest, opening through the shoulders, across the chest. Again, there is no downside in trying. If you come to a place of more depth in a posture and it's too much, you can always come back. So as we settle here into our final posture of practice today, closing the eyes if they are not already closed, scanning for opportunities to release through the body, starting with the scalp, the forehead, melting down through the temples, the eyes, the ears, the back of the skull, the jaw, all the way down through your neck, shoulders, through the arms, elbows, wrists, out the fingertips. Continuing down, releasing through the collarbone, through the shoulder blades, down through your spine, the ribs. Releasing through your lungs, your stomach, your digestive system, through the hips, the lower back, sacrum, SIs, tailbones, sit bones, all the way through the hips and the thighs, down through the hamstrings, into the knees, release. Down the shins, through the backs of the calves, into the ankles, release. Through the arches, out the toes, release. And begin to melt. Trust in the openness. Trust in this posture and trust in your own experience. As we take these final moments here for ourselves, together in this practice, there is nothing you need to do. You are already you. Using your breath here, if that's functional for you, or allowing the breath to return naturally if you don't feel the need to draw your attention to your breath. In this time for self-care, as we cultivate love for self, trust in self, and honor in self, every breath breath we take is reaffirming the beauty of who we are. The deeper we can cultivate our awareness in who we are being, the choices we make, and what is motivating those choices. The love that we uncover for ourselves begins to shine and spread vividly, vibrantly, and radiantly far beyond the borders of anything we will ever know. You are not only loved, you are love. And what you have to offer, the purpose you are here to serve, is uniquely yours. And you are the one who gets to choose how your journey unfolds. Being still here for a few breaths more. Observing your unique experience. And at the end of your next exhale, I want you to breathe all the air out of the belly. To breathe in deeply together, inhaling through the nose. Pausing at the top, effortlessly parting the lips, releasing the breath. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhaling through the nose. Part the lips, allow the breath to fall out. And once more through the nose, inhale. Open the lips, release the breath. Beautiful. Letting the breath return to its natural space. Wiggling the fingers and toes. If your arms are extended overhead, draw those elbows in. Bring the hands to the backs of the thighs. If your legs are straight, go ahead and bend them. Bring the soles of the feet together. And then use your hands without tension in the shoulders to bring the knees together, planting the feet firmly on the mat. Walking those feet hip distance apart. Press into them just to lift the tailbone slightly. Get a nice little massage. Kind of rock side to side in the lower back. And when you're ready, rolling over onto the left side, keeping the eyes closed or allowing them to drift open lightly, gently, gazing to the floor. Pausing here as long as you like, and when you are ready, pressing into the right hand, head falls, stays heavy. We begin to roll up
coming to seated. You can find yourself seated on that bolster or blanket or pillow. For one final breath together today. Finding your comfortable seat. Allowing head to rest on the top of that spine, shoulders over hips. We're going to inhale, reaching those arms wide, fingertips touch. Look up, reach up. Exhale, drawing hands into heart center. Eyes can be closed, lightly gazed, or open. Choice is yours. We will take one deep breath in and deep breath out together, and then we will inhale to finish with Om. And if this is new to you, again, trust this experience. So let's inhale together, inhale fully through the nose. Exhale through the lips. Inhaling for Om. Inhale, fill the belly. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me here in this Yin practice today. We'll raise our thumbs up to third eye, bowing chin to chest, or bowing fully down. The choice is yours. Namaste.